What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. If we have not yet met, my name is Johnny Nitafan, and in this video I'm going to be breaking down the top 3 objections that you're going to get when you're calling prospects and you're calling your hot leads, self-generated leads or bot leads, whoever you're calling, to be able to get them into a conversation and be able to present to them. I break down a ton of different things: the tonality that you need, the word tracks that you need to be able to actually close the prospects, and more importantly, the questions that you need to ask to be able to keep them on the phone, buy yourself more time so you can present and close more deals, and ultimately help them reach the decision to be able to help their family, and also that you can make more money and feed your family. So I really hope this helps. If you haven't already, subscribe down below, follow me on Instagram, and hope you guys enjoy this complete sales training. All right, so I'm going to be breaking down the top 3 objections, or a few objections that you're going to get, and how to overcome them in the first part of the sale. So when you're calling the client, and I only do one call closes for final expense, so this is going to work really well for you, especially selling final expense or anything in general where you're calling and trying to close over the phone, or even set appointments. This is going to help you master those objections, give you the word tracks that you need, and also the tonality that you need to be able to stay on the phone. Because here's the reality, is that you need to keep the clients on the phone. Even when you're working very hot leads, people who are actually interested in your product, they are getting blown up and getting tons and tons and tons of calls. So you want to buy yourself more time by having the right tonality and giving them a reason to stay on the phone. When you're calling up a client, the first thing that you want to do is, especially working new leads, is you want to call them within 5 minutes. Now, another thing that has helped me dramatically increase my contact rate, and I actually made another video a couple days ago about this, is using Kixi and using local presence. It's called Connection Boost with Kixi. There's probably many more out there that do use local presence, but pretty much what that means is if I have a 505 number, when I click to call, it calls from a 505 number. If they have a 480 number, you're calling from a 480 number, and this has increased my contact rate dramatically. Now, also with calling within 5 minutes, being able to call with local presence, that'll help increase the contact rate. Now, you don't want to sound like a telemarketer at all. You want to be pretty confused, and so you want to add a lot of uhs and ohs into this. And I'm actually going to go into my script a little bit. My first starting line, all my leads come with a beneficiary name, hobby, and then some of them actually come, and this is like completely customizable, especially when you're owning your lead source, having leads that come in with how much coverage that they are looking for, if they have coverage currently, the state they live in, the city they live in, their beneficiary's name, their relation to the beneficiary, street address, they have coverage in place currently or not, do they have an active checking account, or do they use direct express card, first and last name, things like that. But pretty much like 15 fields, or they just book on my calendar and call them. So there's a few things that you can do to be able to actually leverage that and actually make them remember or bring up some reference points. When you're calling them, you want to reference things that they filled out, whether the state they lived in, they list whatever they listed. You want to give them points of reference and frames so that you have irrefutable evidence that they actually filled out the form. So I'm going to go into my script really quick and just kind of give you some of these breakdowns. So at the beginning of the call, you're saying, hey John, it's just Johnny. So this is if I'm calling a new lead. Hey John, this is just Johnny. I was giving you a quick call back here in regards to the request you sent in on Facebook for the new state regulated life insurance programs in Arizona, and you listed your beneficiary as Susan. Is that right? And if they say yes, awesome, and were you kind of looking for anything specific, or just wanting to go over all your options? And so this kind of gives them 2 routes to go down. The whole goal is to be able to just ask questions to get them to buy in more, and you want to create value in this time. So if they say they listed their favorite hobby right here, I'm saying their favorite hobby, and the reason for this is because it's really cool what actually ends up happening here. Because what happens is you actually start building rapport around that. So really take notice of my tonality, and also being able to reference things that they actually filled out. Hey, John? Yeah, John, this is just Johnny. I was giving you a quick call back here in regards to the request you sent in on Facebook for the new state regulated life insurance programs in Arizona, and you listed your favorite hobby is football. Is that right? Oh, awesome. And what were you looking for, anything, I guess, specific, or kind of just wanting to go over all your options? So that's how you're introing the call. Okay, were you looking for anything, I guess, specific, or just wanting to go over all your options? You ask that question, and really that's just giving them, like, lightening the mood. Hey, we're looking for anything specific, or just kind of wanting to go over all the options. You want to get on their side of the table at this point, and it's consistently doing that. Okay, so now let's see here. Okay, great. And were you looking just to kind of cover those final expenses, or possibly leave a little extra for the family? Oh, okay, perfect. So you just wanted to make sure. And were you looking to go more down the traditional burial route or the cremation route? And they say burial. Okay, awesome. So you're wanting to make sure that the burial at least is taken care of and possibly leave a little extra. Is that right? Yeah. Okay, great. And do you have any coverage like in place currently, or not yet? They say yes or no. Perfect. What ends up happening here is you don't want to dive super deep into the coverage amounts. You just want to kind of get the information that they do have some, because that's going to come up later down the line. Now, in terms of objections that you're going to get, typically, or you listed whatever, is that correct? You're going to get an objection typically right after this. So what you say is, if they say, I'm not interested, hey, perfect, that's exactly where I'm calling. That's going to be your power phrase that you're going to use when you're getting these top objections. Hey, I didn't fill that out. I already got it taken care of. What's the price, right? You're going to use the power phrase. Hey, perfect, that's exactly the reason for my call here. I know life insurance isn't everybody's favorite topic, but I know we can both agree this is an important one. Or you say, I don't even remember what I ate for breakfast, and then you're like, you listed your beneficiary as Susan, is that right? And you want to like confuse curious, like, that's weird. Okay, so you listed Susan as your beneficiary. I mean, and you listed your favorite hobby as football, is that right? So you want to leverage all the things that they use to actually fill out to be able to do that. Oh, like if they say I'm not interested, hey, perfect, that's exactly the reason for my call here. Did you already get it taken care of, or just were they charging you a little bit too much, or were they just like, what were they charging you? Like, you want to ask those questions, be very curious in these, like, get on their side. You want to get on their side. Typically when they say they're not interested, they've already shopped around and looked at other coverages, and maybe it's way too expensive. Okay, gotcha. So perfect. That's exactly the reason for my call here. I mean, did you, like, people been quoting you super crazy high amounts, or did you already get it taken care of? And then that gives you opportunities to be able to continue keeping the conversation going. The whole point in these is to be able to keep them on the phone, kind of like I was sharing before. So perfect. That's exactly the reason for my call here. Typically, like, this allows me to buy more time so that I can keep them on the phone, because the longer you're on the phone, the longer and more opportunities that they have to buy. Also, you want to present to more and more people, because the more people you present to, the more people that you'll close. So, hey, perfect. That's exactly the reason for my call here. If they say that they're not interested, did you already got it taken care of, or were they just charging you a lot? Or have you kind of looked around and just haven't been able to get approved? Or kind of walk me through that. And then boom, you get an answer, yes or no there. I already got it taken care of. Please take me off the list. Or I already got it taken care of. Hey, perfect. That's exactly the reason for my call here. Before you hang up, your file's still open here. Do you remember, did you get the A, B, or C option? And whatever they say, oh my gosh. And do you remember how much they were charging you? And then whatever they say, oh geez. I hate when agents do that. That's super expensive. Was that because you're in really bad health? Or if they say like Colonial Penn, oh my gosh, like, were you looking for a 2-year waiting period, or were you looking for something day one that would actually pay out right away? God forbid something were to happen to you like tomorrow. Oh, okay. And you want to educate them a little bit here. Keep going on. You want to just continue to buy time. If they say I didn't fill that out, hey, totally understand. I don't even remember what I ate for breakfast this morning either. Or I don't even remember what I ate for breakfast. And so you just continue going on. I actually, in terms of this, you listed your, let's see here, beneficiary as whatever. Is that correct? And then kind of go from there. And were you looking for yourself or a loved one? Okay. And then you just keep going back into it. Were you looking just to kind of cover those final expenses, or possibly leave a little extra? And then then you kind of go into there. So this is a few things to use. The whole goal is to be able to buy time with them. You want to buy time when you are speaking to them, and when you call them, they're probably getting tons of calls, especially now during AEP. They're getting calls about Medicare, and so you want to be very specific about what you're calling about and be very clear about that. But also, you don't want to like combat. You don't want to be too like coming at them. You just want to say, okay, like, hey, this, like, be very, very detailed in your tonality, saying, hey, this is just Johnny. I was giving you a quick call back here in regards to the request you sent in on Facebook for the new state regulated life insurance programs in Arizona. You listed your favorite hobby is football. Is that right? Oh, I love it. And what's your favorite team? And you kind of like, you can build rapport here, or you can just go into other questions. Okay, awesome. And were you looking for anything specific, or just kind of wanted to go over all your options? Okay. And just kind of go more down the tradition. Were you looking to go more down the traditional burial route, or more the cremation route? And just to kind of cover those kind of final expenses, or possibly leave a little extra for the family. Okay, so you're just looking to cover the burial and maybe possibly leave a little extra for the family. Okay, all right. And did you have any coverage in place currently, or not yet? No. Okay, so this is gonna be your first policy. Gotcha. Okay. So and then I just keep those in the back of my head. I actually have a notepad. I keep everything on. It's actually on here. I just use notes on my computer. And so what I do is I just keep that there, and the notes on my computer, I just type it out. Like whatever they say, I want to keep those reference points. If they say they have grandchildren, oh my gosh, how many grandchildren do you have? Ah, that's awesome. Okay. And do they all live around that state, or do they like live all over the place? Okay. How many kids do you have, by the way? And you just kind of ask those questions to like all continue to build value on value on value, so that when you're presenting, when you're able to build, like you're able to build the pain deeper with them. Oh, okay. And you like in the closing, you like want to reference, like in the discovery phase towards the closing, you want to ask like, I mean, like when you're taking care of your family, like, why is this important to you? And they'll kind of share like, oh, I had a friend die. Hold on. Like, do they have life insurance in place or no? If they say yes, okay, that makes sense. So it sounds like you kind of see why you need life insurance to be able to take care of your family, because you saw that, like, you already see the power of life insurance. And then they'll say yes and stuff. So this is a training based on how to master the first 30 seconds of the call, the objections that you're going to get. Typically, they're going to say, I already got it taken care of, or I want to add a policy, or I want to get a better rate, whatever it is. And you don't want to show all your cards. You want to just ask questions, fact find, get information, so you can have all the ammo to be able to attack the objections that they may have later in the close. Because if you gather all the information, and then pretty much it's ammo. Like the questions that you ask are all building ammo to be able to close them in any way they need to. So all closes are like going to be different, right? I still go through the same process and same everything, but like I usually am future pacing in different ways. Oh my gosh, you said your dad didn't have any insurance. Okay, you kind of see why like you need some then. I mean, you don't want to leave it sounds like you don't want to leave your daughter with the debt kind of like and the mess that you were left with. Is that kind of what I'm hearing? Okay. And see my head moving? Yeah. Okay. So this is a complete breakdown of that. I'm just going to keep giving you guys training so you guys can absolutely master the telesales game. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Instagram, Johnny Nitafan1. It's down below. And I'll see you guys in the next video.